I used to hate cats because we had like a really nasty one.
So hello and welcome to the vlog. It's been about a year since I took a photograph of the cat outside the door here, and that was like a week or so before she decided to adopt us. And seeing as what's going on this week is the same as last week, and I don't want to put the same thing on the vlog. Rowan and I were discussing it last night and we thought, well, let's make a vlog that celebrates the cat deciding to make this place her home for the last year. So here goes. Cat, we're going to make a vlog about you. How does that sound? You want to do a vlog? Well, as a kid I remember buying pets. This is definitely not that scenario. You're really not wanting to vlog, are you? This is not an ownership situation. This is a... what would you call it, Cat? What would you say? This is a cupboard love situation. Would you say that's unfair? I think this is more of a free will situation. The cat comes and goes as she pleases, and when she wants to be here, she is welcome to be here. Right now it is unseasonably cold out there, and by unseasonably cold we mean that Rowan read the other day that the temperature is at least 10 degrees below what it would be expected to be at this time of year. So cold. The thought that winter is coming around again kind of brings us back to near the beginning of the story. So the cat started turning up around October time, and I remember putting a picture on Instagram the first day she just decided to walk in the studio and have a walk around. And there was a cat we used to call Studio Cat. It was a black and white cat that would sit outside, and particularly when we had barbecues with the four hombres, would kind of want to be there and get some chivapi. But no animal had ever decided they wanted to come inside. And then shortly after that she decided she wanted to come inside up here, and we started giving her some food, and yeah, one thing led to another, and then it got really cold, and then Rowan, that kind of instinct, if you can't put the cat out when it's -10 out, but maybe she'd be allowed to stay in overnight. I know that there are people in my family who won't believe me when I say that I was reluctant to allow that, but I think that's a fair retelling of the history, mainly because I'm like, I don't think our lifestyle is conducive to having a pet in the world where we assume full responsibility. And the reality is, a year down the road we kind of pretty much are assuming that full responsibility. But I do cling on to my thought that this is not an ownership situation. This is a free will situation where the cat has decided that we're worth it for the food and the warmth and the bits of affection that she gets along the way.
So yeah, we have a cat, and I used to hate cats because we had like a really nasty one when we were kids. And so yeah, when this cat turned up I wasn't really that happy about it, and then when she came in the house I was like, oh no. But then she turned out to be pretty sweet, and then like, yeah, I stroked her and I picked her up and she didn't bite me, and I was like, oh, maybe cats are not so bad. So now I really like cats, and yeah, she's cute and funny and she makes us laugh, and it's just funny having this like living creature in your house that's like not a person but is still an actual creature. If that sounds weird.
Are you about to make an appearance on the vlog now? So I thought we should give you some cat photos in this vlog. Stuff that's not made it onto Instagram. Neither Rowan or I have spammed Instagram with cat photos, but if you were to confiscate our phones and look through our photo reels, there would be way too many photos of the cat. I mean, she's made us laugh and yeah, just been very helpful, I think, in that. And if you want to describe it as a symbiotic relationship, yeah, we give her food and we give her a chair to sleep on, even though that's technically my chair, or a bed to sleep on, even though that's technically our bed, and she makes the most of it. But we get to enjoy what she brings to the party, which is some weird and wonderful behaviour and just the ability to put a smile on our faces. This year's been a year not without its challenges. Stuff going on behind the scenes we haven't really talked about here on the vlog. So the cat has been a really nice addition to our lives because it's a really biblical thing to go Look at this animal, learn a lesson from it. Lazy people are told to look at ants and how well they work together and what they do. Hopefully Rowan and I are not in the category of lazy person that needs to learn from an ant, but we are possibly people who need to learn from a cat that just enjoys life. This morning I was at a drum lesson and unfortunately, right at the end, a sparrow flew into the window and knocked itself a little bit silly, and it's still alive. And hopefully it makes a full recovery after just chilling out for a bit. The Bible tells us that God saw that and knows. And if God saw that and knows that that sparrow had an unfortunate encounter with a window this morning, God also knows what's going on in my life. And he cares about the things that I care about and the things that bother me. It's a reminder, and again we're told to look at sparrows, we're told to look at flowers and go, they get on all right and they're not overly stressed about their life. And for me, the cat has been a massive reminder of that. When you see her sprawled out and you go, okay, yeah, not a care in the world. I should learn from that. So I'm super grateful for the cat turning up. So how about we go and play and put a bit of playtime on the vlog? The cat's sort of appearance in her life, I think, has been good for Rowan, because many of you will know Rowan is a big fan of Hello Kitty, but that doesn't mean she's really been a fan of cats, at least not up until now. This is some of Rowan's Hello Kitty collection. If you notice this one lying down there, for sure Rowan didn't do that. That is the cat who every now and again will go at the shelf and just like knock Hello Kitties on the floor and then play with them in a I'm practicing hunting kind of way. To that end, the cat also has her own Hello Kitty. She's also a big fan of this old shoelace of mine, and she's a fan of a tennis ball. Is that enough, do you think? So I've just heard the sound that tells me that the cat wants to go out. So I think that could be it for this week's vlog. Thanks very much for watching. Do give us a big thumbs up for learning from cat, and do leave a comment or question if you want to know more. Do remember, together we do adventure. We'll see you next time. Let's let the cat out.